Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the most interesting posts on r/playavengers to take a look at what the community thinks about the game and how we can fix it. Now I'm not just going to be looking at the posts and like being like, hell yeah, these are great. I'm going to actually like critique some of these ideas, so keep that in mind when we go forward. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what the fuck gives this guy the credibility to critique these ideas? Why should I fucking listen to him? What the fuck's he got to add to the conversation, right? Well, the short answer is probably not that much, honestly, but I did go to college for game programming and I know a little bit about development and I know a little bit about video games. I'm kind of a big fucking nerd about them. And my current job is managing products, and mostly that involves listening to features that people want added to things and judging them. So I know a little bit about what it would take to build each feature, and I can kind of tell you why they're not there and what it would take to get them in there. So let's just fucking jump into it. Let's look at some ideas and let's rate them. And when I say rate, I don't really mean with numbers. I'm just going to talk about them and then rate them as in like feasible or not, basically, and good or not, right? So how good is the idea and how realistic is it that they actually use it? So our first idea is character customization and making your skins a little more unique. Basically break the skins down into little pieces so you can mix and match them as you wish. How good is this idea? I actually really love it. I think that'd be super fun if you could like take specific parts of each skin and just be ugly as you want or be as pretty as you want. That's awesome. That's player freedom. I love that. That's great. So why isn't this already in the game? It seems like a no-brainer. Everyone would like it. It's something that's been asked for. Well, that's because it's probably not the easiest thing to implement. It's new UI for letting you customize your skins, and then they have to break down each skin into its individual parts and make sure that they look reasonable with all of the other possible parts. So there's a lot of potential work in building this feature out. So will we see this? Maybe, but not soon, that's for sure. But it is an incredible idea, and I would like to see it one day. The next idea is kind of similar, but it goes down a little bit of a different road, and just kind of lets you customize what weapon you use. Because Mjolnir has gotten some different looks, and Thor uses Stormbreaker sometimes, Captain America's shield goes through some different looks, so there's like some merit here to this idea. Cap could use that classic World War I kite shield looking ass thing. That'd be kind of sick. And I don't even see this idea being that hard to implement. You're just kind of replacing the model of the weapon that they use. Limitations to this idea, though, are a little bit more obvious than the previous one. Throwing a shield that isn't a circle would look a little weird. And then if you have Stormbreaker, it's kind of way bigger than Mjolnir, so the hitboxes would feel a little weird because you can't make them different for the weapon. That'd feel cheap, kind of. And then there are characters that don't necessarily have weapons. Like, what do you change on Iron Man? You change his gauntlets only? You change his arc reactor only? I don't know, it just kind of doesn't work for him. But as a concept, it's a great idea, and like, fuck yeah, I want a different cap shield if I want to. Like, that's sick, let's go. Give me that trash can lid, that's fucking hilarious. So yeah, I think this one needs a little more ideation, but it's actually a really good idea and wouldn't be that difficult to implement. It's not like overnight, but it's relatively simple in the grand scheme of these ideas. Does need a little work just to flesh it out, make it so that every hero feels like they have different weapons to use. I don't really know what you would do there, but I'm sure some of you guys have ideas. Put them in the fucking comments. Put them in the comments. Fucking do it. This idea is a little bit of a simpler version of swappable parts and skins. It looks like they're just referencing the heads, which would be pretty cool, honestly, and pretty simple, because then you could have like Stark in his Iron Man suit, but he has like the weird helmet that he has when he's just in his regular boy suit, and that could look kind of cool. And of course, in this reference, you have old man Hawkeye, but like young, fit body and like tight suit, and that's kind of badass and kind of hot. Is that weird? Is it weird for me to say that? Oh god, I hope that's not weird. And like they say, it would add value to those skins, which is always good because, you know, some of them aren't exactly worth the price that they're asking for, I admit that. So yeah, I think this idea is a little more viable than swapping every single part of a skin. It makes it much simpler if you're just swapping one part for a different part of a different skin. It's much more feasible. But you are limiting the player's customization and creativity, which can be, you know, seen as a bad thing. But overall, I like the idea. This idea of interactive mini games in hubs to give the world more of a real feel to it, I love. I absolutely love this idea, and it's like kind of adding a gameplay mechanic, so you're not changing anything, you're only adding, and that I think is awesome. That's so cool. Having little scoreboards to give players like this little edge of competition, it's fucking genius. This is amazing. People would commit to these mini games in ways that are unfathomable. I can picture the grind streams of going for the world record in fastest time to shoot all the targets as Hawkeye, or the fastest fucking combos for Captain America on that punching bag. These are amazing ideas. They take a decent amount of effort because you're making kind of new gameplay systems, but they're pretty simple and like QTEs, not that hard. Let's do it, I say. I say we fucking get this one in the game, please. Jeez, that'd be awesome. Even like a bow mini game where you're versing off against the other archer. So if you're Hawkeye, you're Kate, and if you're Kate, you're Hawkeye. And then you like compete and you get like loot if you beat the other person. Or you go up against players. Like, this is incredible stuff. And I would beat Kate every single time. You don't want to talk? You're too busy shooting arrows? Can I shoot with you? No? Lame. I'd beat Kate in arrow shooting only. Hold on a minute. I have regretfully chosen my words. This idea for the Hulk to just grab items and use them as improvised weapons, that's really flavorful. That adds some real character to the Hulk. I love it. It's so much fun. Just walking up to a car, picking it up, breaking it in half, and using them as makeshift boxing gloves, that's hilarious. God damn. This would be so much fun. Just like chucking broken cars. It reminds me of Marvel Nemesis, where like the Thing would run up to something, just pick it up and throw it, and then just ragdoll. That was so fun. What a great game. And the Hulk already kind of has this mechanic with being able to pick people up. So you just add items to that and like we're rolling. I love it. It probably wouldn't be that hard to implement. Obviously you have to add items into the world that are interactable or make all items interactable, which could be a bigger process depending on how you tackle this project. But I actually really like it and I think it could be done in a way that makes it not that difficult. Because again, the basis is kind of already there with Hulk being able to pick up enemies. Fucking awesome idea. God damn, that's cool. So this one is actually more of a mechanics idea, which I think is amazing. I'm so glad the community's thinking of shit like that. That's awesome. But when you jump on a wall as Black Widow and you don't run against it, you just like flop on it and it like ruins your momentum entirely. It's like, that is whack. So having her leap off those walls like a fucking dexterous individual, which she probably is, seems pretty reasonable to me. Obviously, they already have the ability to tell when a player is jumping against a wall because she does that wall animation and because we have wall running from different characters. So this isn't even that big of a change. It's just altering what she does when she goes near a wall. I like this one a lot. If you just leapt off it, like that gives her a lot more mobility. It's really useful. You could grapple onto the wall, and instead of wall running like Clint does, you bounce off it and grapple again. Like, hell yeah, that's so cool. Really good idea here. Really good idea here. This is another hubby one where you like increase the world's immersion factor by adding shit to it, which I love. Let's keep that up, boys. Give the mirror the ability to be the place you go to customize your skins. That's genius. I love it. But this game hasn't exactly had the best reputation when it comes to facial animations, and I feel like swapping just your helmet in a mirror would be an easy way to cause like some facial glitches, which, you know, a little notorious in this game. Oh my god, what is wrong with your face? Dude. Oh, fuck. Not again, Cap. No. Look at his face. Look at this dude. But overall, I love the idea, and I could see it happening. We just have to get that ability to change your faces in there in the first place, so this would require a little more effort than that original version, but I still think it's really cool, and probably worth doing, because it's fun as fuck. Now this is something that this game is really lacking. Fucking team moves are so cool. It's what the Avengers do. Look at Ultimate Alliance. That game is like built around having synergy with your moves, so why does this game feel like it doesn't have any of those? Bouncing shit off Cap's shield? Let's fucking go. You can do that with the Unibeam, but we need to give the ability to do more shit like that. Have Natasha's bullets bounce off the shield. Have Clint's arrows bounce off the shield. Have Thor hit the shield and cause giant shockwave like in Avengers movies. That's cool shit. Get on it. This would, however, require a lot of thought, like a lot of thought, because you have to do something for every single character with every single other character. So there's a lot of design work there. And then there's also making sure that all of them kind of work and all of them don't break the game. So it's not an easy thing to implement, but god damn, the flavor and the utility, it would be totally worth it. Like 100% worth it. Even if it came out in like a year, hell yeah. Fucking work on it, boys. Work on it. This next idea is special artifacts, which we are kind of getting. There's an artifact that just summons fucking Hank Pym, which is really cool, and we need more shit like that. And this is a really good idea, to have hero-specific ones that change how the character kind of plays, or looks, or aesthetic. Like, it affects more of the game than, you know, what the normal ones do. Instead of giving you a power boost, give you an overall ability or something cool like that. That's huge. I love that idea. It would take a lot to make them change the way the game plays, but you don't really have to. Even if it is just aesthetic, that's still pretty badass. Stormbreaker is a perfect example, and I'm really glad they used it, but we can think of some others. You give Cat Mjolnir. That's fucking awesome. If they ever release Falcon, you give Falcon the shield. That's fucking awesome. You can practically equip any hero with some like cool Stark tech that gives them extra abilities or visually changes them in some way, and that's just fucking awesome. I really like this idea. Probably a little more work than some of the other ones. Maybe not. Artifacts already exist. Just make them more unique and we're good to go. Let's do that. Now this last one is kind of purely aesthetic and kind of hilarious, so I wanted to talk about it. But it's literally just giving the females more hair. That's awesome. That's so funny. And what you prefer on them is entirely up to you, but I think these mock-ups look really good. So why don't they have this kind of hair in game? I'm entirely guessing here, but I think it's probably physics. Having longer hair that bounces around all the time means you need to give like each individual strand of hair or like clumps of hair physics so that they move and look realistic, right? So by giving the character shorter hair, they don't have to worry about that. It saves you like on your GPU or whatever. It's all technical boring shit, but it is true. They would have to do some optimization to get the hair to look the way that you want them to, and they have to do some rigging bullshit, and oh geez. It's not impossible, but I understand why they didn't do it. It's much easier to just give them shorter hair and call it a day. And they don't look bad with the short hair either. It's like fine, but I think this could be very cool. Why did I say it that way? I will never know. Tell me what one was your favorite, and go give the Redditors some love, dude. They deserve it. They're the real content in this video, not me. I'm just looking at them and talking about them a little bit. But I think their work deserves to be recognized because I think it's really cool, and I think it's a really interesting way to potentially improve the game. And if Crystal Dynamics is looking in the right places, then we'll be pretty good with the future of the video game, if you ask me. But probably not soon. I make a lot of videos like this one, so if you're interested in sticking around, hit that subscribe button, dude. Did you know that 90% of the people watching my videos aren't subscribed? What the hell's up with that, dude? That's weird, champ, bro. Anyway, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Go follow me on Twitch or on TikTok or anywhere, really. Just like hang out, you know? We could chat sometime. I'd be down. I've been your host, SyncroChamp, and I'll see you in the next one. Salut! Got fucking distracted there by my phone. Jesus Christ. I'm the worst filmer in the fucking in the history of the planet. Let's get this done.